What's up, guys?
In front here. Congratulations on the win. I know it's been a while since you've got to do one of these post-fight scrums as a winner. So I guess what are the emotions after the two Nick fights fell out? You got Themba, and it was a quick win.
Yeah, I mean, I've been working so much, to step in there, since August, and I was hungry. And when I look at it now, it was great how everything played out. How the first fight didn't go through. I had to fight, Nick in December. It just made me hungrier. I wanted to step in there. I told him, hey, give me somebody. I don't care who it's gonna be, but I want to fight. I have to fight this year. So that's what happened in the octagon. It was just me, extremely focused, extremely trained. With the best guys around me, like getting me back into that mindset of the killer I've always been, and with all the skill that I've developed now.
We're accustomed to seeing you in these wars, these bloody fights, but I don't think any of us envisioned it would go that quickly in there tonight. So is that how you envisioned the fight playing out? Or are you expecting like a back and forth fight with Themba?
So, Gilbert, Gregory, and especially Gilbert, he was always telling me like, man, you got in so much better, but now it's time for that old, Vincente Luque to get back in there. And we've been talking about that. But this week, all of us, we were together in the room and talking about it, and we were like training, and they just could see like what's gonna happen is not the old you back, but it's something better, it's something new, and it's gonna be amazing. Now, when I stepped in there, I expected, a war. I expected a battle, a back and forth. I know how Themba, how tough he is and how hungry he is to get a win. So I expected a back and forth battle, but I was ready, and I was ready to get the kill as quick as possible, and it happened.
This win made you the fourth most wins in UFC welterweight history total, and the second most finishes ever, only behind Matt Brown. So are these, like Michael Chiesa was just in here, and he's 3 rear naked chokes away from surpassing Damian Maia for most rear naked choke wins. And he said these are goals that he builds for himself so he can keep fighting and get back to the gym. Are you similar, and you see these records within reach, and that's what's now motivating you outside of the title?
No, that definitely motivates me. That's always been, I'm here to be a champion, but I'm here also to, be part of the history of this sport, to be one of the greatest at this sport. And I think that's what it's about, about doing things that other people haven't done. And I don't not only want to get those records, but even maybe extend them to a level where, nobody else can reach me again. And yeah, it's awesome. I've been working hard, and it's great to see all of this, working out in there.
Obviously, you had the couple delays with the Nick fight, but you seem relatively unscathed. You're not hurt or anything. So I guess when do you want to get back in there, and what do you want 2025 to look like for you?
Yeah, I mean, for me, this fight was closing out the year in the perfect way for me to start, my way back up to the division. My focus has never stopped being a champion, and that's where I'm going. So 2025 is that run for the title, and I wanted to start, I want that Miami possible card that is going to start. I want a top 10, but I have an exception. If Masvidal really wants to step back in there and, he wants to get it done, I would love to have, a battle against him.
I mean, he doesn't have an opponent, and he does want on that Miami card.
Yeah, and I want him as an opponent because I know it's going to be a war. I know the fans are going to enjoy that, and I know that we both can deliver a battle.
You obviously have the big welterweight fight later tonight, the welterweight fight next week. I think Leon said he was going to headline the London card, but he doesn't have an opponent yet. So are you waiting for some stuff to play out, or are you going to approach the UFC maybe tonight, go up to Hunter and be like, hey, Masvidal in Miami sounds real good?
I mean, I'm going to go. I'm going to eat something. I'm going to, enjoy the win, talk to Ali, my manager, and we're going to plan. Maybe we sit tonight with the UFC. Maybe we'll study. We'll see. We'll see.
Vicente back here. Congratulations. Can you just walk me through that entire sequence? Because on television, that looked like one of the most violent submissions that we've had all year. Just what was it inside of that moment for you?
So, warming up, me and Gregory, RoboCop, we were going to battle in there. I literally had fights in the locker room because I wanted to be really sharp. They wanted to have me really activated for this fight, and that's why I think the fight played out as it did. I was sharp, I was seeing everything in there. Themba threw some good, hard calf kicks, but they weren't so damaging. I was just getting my distance, and once he committed with the combination, I'm really good at intercepting combinations and just being able to counter at the same time. And I got that counters. I rocked him. For a second, a split second, I was seeing, do I ground and pound? But then he started getting up. I saw the opportunity, to go to the anaconda. And once that's locked, it's done. I knew I was going to get the finish at that point.
What was the vibe this week? Because obviously you have your teammates Gilbert and Gregory with you. Shavkat's obviously in a big fight on the card, and he's spent much time at Killcliff. Just what was it like having so many teammates present to have that vibe?
It's been great. This was the best fight week of my life ever, just the energy. My brothers with me. We were all like, we would say like we're here camped for war. Before war, everybody, the whole army goes and camps, and they stay there waiting, for time for battle. That's what we were doing, step by step, every day, focusing on the wake up first. We got that down. Then we focused on that fired me up. The face-offs, that was a different, face-off for me. Not many people know, but Gorimbo was, a little bit excited in the back. He tried to get in my mind a little bit, so that just fired me up, to get in here and just throw down as I did. And yeah, it was a great fight week, and having my brothers with me just made it even, greater.
You touched on it a little bit. You have these guys, and it's not a new thing. Obviously, you guys come to America, live here, train here, but when you have these guys, Gilbert, Gregory, so many of your countrymen from Brazil, and now you have this community in Florida and you're able to train together, just how invaluable is that to have guys who know what it's like to have made that journey and now be here in your professional career?
Man, that is fundamental. These guys are my brothers, not only from training, but from life. We go to the same church. We share the same faith. We strengthen each other. We keep each other real. We're there for each other, not only to support each other, but also to tell the truth to each other so that we can improve, so that we can become better men. And that's fundamental. I mean, that's what God made us for, to have relationship with each other and to make each other better.
Vicente, right?
Vicente, felicidades por la victoria. Elaboramos un poquito por qué Jorge Masvidal en específico, sabiendo que tú puedes mirar para adelante, ¿no? En Miami.
Vicente, congrats on the win. Why specifically Jorge Masvidal?
Entonces, Masvidal para mí siempre fue una gran estrella del UFC. El estilo que tiene es espectacular. Y yo sé que yo soy el mismo estilo de peleador. Uno que va con todo corazón, con todas las ganas para ganar. Entonces yo creo que hace todo sentido. Si él quiere volver en Miami, yo estoy viviendo en Florida ahora, entonces haría mucho sentido esta pelea. Yo sé que todo lo necesario para hacer una gran batalla están ahí. Entonces los fanáticos estarían súper felices y yo también. Y además que si no es él, cualquiera top 10, top 10 estaría perfecto para mí.
I think Masvidal has always been a star in my book in this sport. Someone whose style, just someone that pushes forward, spectacular fights. I consider myself somebody who has that style as well. I think everything's in place for us to have a great fight, and all the fans will love it too. And plus, he lives in Miami. I live in Florida. Be great for us to be here. But if not Masvidal, anybody in the top 10, I'm ready to go.
Básicamente, tu casi hermano de vida, Gilbert Burns, lo retiró en marzo pasado en Miami. Él dice que va a volver y que va a volver con mucha fuerza. ¿Alguna presión por lo que hizo Gilbert contra él? ¿Tenerlo que hacerlo mejor que Gilbert?
And then somebody that you consider a brother, Gilbert Burns, pretty much, knock him out of the park. Basically, he retired him. And is there any additional pressure because now he wants to come back and you're waiting for him? How's that go?
No, ninguna presión para mí. Yo quiero pelear con los mejores y si él viene con fuerza, si él viene el mejor Masvidal, ese es lo que quiero pelear. Quiero pelear con los mejores.
I want to fight the best, and if he comes in, guns blazing with all that strength, doesn't matter. If he comes in as the best Masvidal possible, that's the Masvidal that I want to face.
Gracias.
Vicente, right here. There was some confusion online about whether that was a Darce choke or an Anaconda. Can you just clear up any confusion and tell us which kind of choke that was?
So that one was the Anaconda. If the lock is near the armpit, that's the Anaconda. If the lock is on the neck, it's a Darce.
So we talked earlier this week about you entering your 10th year in the UFC next year. Well, you actually just got your quickest finish of your UFC career. How does it feel to be putting guys out as quick as ever going into year 10?
Man, that's amazing. It's crazy to think next year, 10 years in the UFC. I was fortunate and to get to the UFC at 23, and now I'm 33. It's been an amazing run, and I have so much more. I'm still getting better physically, technically, mentally, spiritually. So it's amazing. It's amazing to after all this time, still I know that I'm here to make the difference.
Vicente, Super Lutas Brasil. Antes de qualquer coisa, parabéns pela vitória, não só a você, como a todo o seu time que está aqui. Esse nível técnico que foi a sua vitória, eu acho que isso reforça ainda mais o poderio de toda a sua equipe, né? Mas a minha pergunta é a seguinte: você pediu um top 10, o Masvidal. O Carlos Prates ainda continua no seu radar? Ainda é uma possibilidade dessa luta, quem sabe em Brasília?
You asked for Masvidal. You asked for maybe a top 10. But does Carlos Prates still on your radar? Perhaps, a fight in Brasilia?
Então, primeiro, obrigado aí pelas felicitações. O Carlos Prates é um grande lutador. Eu não sei exatamente. Ele está dentro do top 10 ou ainda não?
De pronto eu não sei te falar.
Tranquilo. Assim, se ele está dentro do top 10, ele está incluído na lista. E eu falei, né? Uma exceção ao top 10 seria o Masvidal, pela história, pelo o legado que ele traz, o estilo de luta. Eu acho que é um cara que vai fazer uma grande luta, né? Uma oportunidade de dar um grande show para o público e uma alavanca na minha carreira. Agora, o Carlos Prates, estando dentro do top 10, ele está nessa lista aí de possíveis adversários. E Brasília, cara, quando eu tiver a oportunidade de lutar em Brasília de novo, vai ser uma felicidade gigante, né? Eu tenho tanta família lá, não moro mais lá, mas é a minha casa.
I've said, listen, as far as Carlos Prates, is he in the top 10? Or if he's not, I don't know. So, tá em 13, só para você saber. O Carlos Prates é 13. So, Carlos Prates is 13. I would still love to fight Masvidal because I consider him a great star in the UFC, somebody that has a history in this organization would be great. But to fight anybody in Brasilia, I don't live there anymore, but I mean, have all the family, everybody. Those are where my roots. It would be amazing to fight there. But again, if someone's in the top 10, I will face them.
Só reforçando a pergunta rapidamente. A única condicionante é essa, o top 10. O Fabiano nos informou aí, está no 13. Então, refaço a pergunta. O Carlos Prates está no seu radar sendo o 13º?
So the condition is top 10, knowing that he's number 13. Is he still in your radar being 13?
Ainda não. Pega mais uma vitória, entra no top 10. E assim, só para falar, o Carlos Prates para mim é um grande lutador, um estilo fenomenal. Me amarro em ver as lutas dele. Eu já caminhei aí uma caminhada grande, eu quero um top 10. Quando ele chegar lá, estamos em casa, a gente fecha a luta e sai na mão.
Not yet. Win one more fight, get into the top 10, I'll face you. And I'll tell you what, he's a spectacular fighter, love to watch his fights, love his style, but I've walked the walk. I've walked through some stuff, so I've done some stuff here. So maybe when he gets there, we'll definitely face him.
Hey, Vicente, right at the back. Right, straightforward. I asked you earlier this week about being the underdog in this matchup. Do you feel like, in hindsight, people overlooked you a little bit in this fight?
I mean, in a way, yeah. I get it. Like, it's hard, the fans and the media. I understand that they have an external look, so they can only see what happens inside that octagon, and that's so little. That's not enough for you to really know what's gonna happen. So I know why I was the underdog. I know why maybe Themba thought that he was gonna have an easy fight. I know why a lot of people thought, I maybe am not the guy that I used to be, and that just fueled me. That just made me even hungrier, and I wanted to make a statement tonight, and I did.
You said earlier this week that against Joaquin Buckley, you weren't at your best. Did you feel at your best tonight?
I felt at my best tonight. Best not only saying, oh, I was as good I was in the past. No, I was better than ever. Like everything was there, all that will to fight, all that fire to fight, plus the skills, plus everything I've been developing physically. So yeah, this is the best version of me, and I'm just gonna get better.
Thank you.
Felicidades con el triunfo, Vicente. Cuando hablamos con usted y con Themba, uno de los dos de un pronóstico que iba a haber una finalización. No fuiste tú, pero sí pudiste cumplir con la promesa que hizo Themba. ¿Cómo se siente que alguien dijo que te iba a finalizar, pero desafortunadamente no fue el caso y triunfó?
Well, we asked Themba this week. We asked both of you, but we asked Themba this week, and he said there was going to be a finish. Yes, there was a finish, but not by Themba. How do you feel about the fact that you fulfilled his promise?
Sí, yo creo que él tenía muchas ganas, él estaba muy enfocado. Yo no sé si él puede. Es difícil, si tú miras mis peleas, si tú sabes el peleador que yo soy, tú sabes que no va a ser una pelea fácil. No importa el momento, sí, yo perdí unas peleas, no peleé tan bien con Buckley. Si tú vas por ese camino te va a ser más difícil. Por eso yo siempre me preparo para pelear el mejor. Para mí, yo fui a pelear el mejor Themba Gorimbo. Yo sabía que iba a ser una pelea dura, yo sabía que él tenía hambre y por eso gané como gané. Entonces yo creo que no podemos subestimar y sí, estoy muy feliz de cumplir con la predicción.
Yeah, I mean, he was very eager, very focused. But if you watch my fights, it's gonna be it's gonna be a tough fight. If you see, listen, I've had fights that I wasn't all there. We'll talk about Buckley, but I mean, you're gonna get ready for a war. Today, I prepared to face the best Themba Gorimbo out there. And that's why I was going for. So I went with everything, and you saw the result. But yeah, I'm happy to have fulfilled this promise.
Y finalmente, cuando hablaste con nosotros, aparte el miércoles, dijiste que parte de tu carrera, parte de tu legado es tomar estos grandes riesgos. Tomando este riesgo, agarraste una de las más tremendas, el sometimiento de la noche, posiblemente que iba como un bonus. Qué lindo sería poder terminar el año con esos extra $50,000, que es la recompensa de este tremendo riesgo en la jaula.
On Wednesday, during Media Day, you said, my career has been about taking risks. That's what I'm defined by. And today, you went there. You got the result because you took a risk and you went for it. Possibly for a bonus. How cool would it be to finish off this year, this great win and taking that risk and paying off for the bonus?
Eso sería genial, sería fantástico para mí. No solamente por el dinero, porque sí, por supuesto, es bueno. Vamos para Brasil ahora para el final del año, entonces ir de una forma con un bono mejor. Pero por el lograr la victoria de la forma que fue, poder tener el reconocimiento, no solamente de los fanáticos, pero del UFC. Tú hiciste algo diferente y que merece un bonus. Eso me encanta también, el reconocimiento del trabajo que yo hice.
It would be amazing. I mean, not just because of the fact that you get the money's great. Going to Brazil at the end of the year, how awesome we have the money, but it's for the recognition. You'll be recognized for the work. Listen, you did your work. You came over here. You delivered on it. And the recognition from the UFC that I did what I did. So it would be amazing to get a bonus.
Felicidades, gracias.
Gracias. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.